What's up, everybody? Hope you missed me. Haven't done an update in a couple of weeks, and you guys are due an update. Sorry about how bumpy that was. So we finished the front end parts on the truck since you last saw us. Did the body work on the fenders. Last time I believe you saw them primed right behind where I stand right now. I'm going to tell you something. Much like body men, glass guys also underpaid. Putting this windshield in was a chore, especially by myself. I could have probably asked for help. But it's a lot of work. Now, when it's over with though, it looked really great. Ended up doing the seal that has its own lock strip built in, where you fold this portion under this lip all the way around without having the insert that you have to install. So that worked out pretty well. Also, I went ahead and I found the back glass in a salvage and ordered the rear seal from LMC Truck, which I didn't do the best job installing it. There's a couple of nicks here and there. But you know, maybe I'll pay a glass guy to come redo it one day if I get sick of it. The dash is installed for the last time, we hope. All the ductwork is finished and in. The real cool stuff, of course, the cowl's finished. I primed in the hood, top and bottom side, repainted the windshield wipers and installed those. And they did have these at my local AutoZone for like 11 or 12 bucks, although I saw the LMC offers them for like 8, so that's a pretty good deal as well. The aftermarket hood fitment is, I would say, average, and honestly, I don't want to talk too bad about it because I don't even know what brand it was. I bought it. It came with the truck when I purchased it as a project that someone else, I guess, didn't want to finish. And here's the cool stuff. Phantom billet grill. Now, when I was younger and trucking around back in the early 90s, this was the coolest thing you could have at the time. Now this one is powder coated gloss black. Back in the day they were brushed aluminum, and they still make them that way. And then the exterior trim around the grill is from LMC Truck, which fit really nice and was a pretty easy install. As you see more head on, of course you'll be able to see the headlights and those progressive turn signals that were in an earlier video. I will post that right here. Also ordered a new hood pop cable from LMC, fit really nice. And there is the cool stuff. So, hood cable, extremely inexpensive, well worth it. The other one had some kinks. Also, this one is a little longer than factory, so when you route it through the firewall, it actually can kind of be hidden and not stand out so bad like the factory one does. New washer tank and lid, and then ran hose that I purchased from a local parts store into the pump and out to the nozzles. I think I showed you last time or didn't. AC lines are completely made up now and installed. Put a little loom over these because these heater hoses get pretty hot. And I'd like to insulate that temperature. Even though these are extremely short runs, I'd like to insulate the low side, high side from the radiator or from the cooling lines that run hot coolant into the heater core for heating. The last thing we're going to talk about is LMC Truck. It's a bit of a rant. Now, I have proof. I've been what I would consider a pretty good customer. I like that they have stuff in stock. I like their pricing. And the quality of everything is usually pretty good. It's at least worth the money that they charge for it. Have some out of stock issues of late, but everybody has those issues with this COVID stuff going on. So let's look at a few things. So for right at $25, they have a courtesy light kit, which comes with 2 bulb assemblies that mount under the dash and the wiring and the door pins. The door pins that come in that kit absolutely do not fit in the factory holes that are going to be made into your cab. So 25 bucks, still a decent price, but just remember all you're going to get is 2 bulbs in the mounts and some wire, because the door pins, no good. Here's the problem with the paint reseal kit. This side marker light gasket. Now, first of all, of course, it's not the size of the side marker light. Now I'm assuming the plan is to squish this down to where it comes inside the bolt and maybe goes around it and then fits in the top or does something like that. But even so, when you're finished, who wants a big thick white gasket between their side marker light and their paint? This one's not even visible and it's black, and they're smart enough to use black rubber for the door lock cylinder and the door handle gaskets. But why? Now when you order a rear view mirror, and this is one of the inexpensive ones, you'll see on the website that they list the glue kit and the mount tabs separately on the page that they sell these rear view mirrors. So you would assume you would need it. So I ordered both. And I of course received the mounting tab, opened the box with the mirror in it, and lo and behold, mounting tab pre-installed. Seems like that would be a pretty simple note to put on the website. A lot of other parts that come with the hardware state that they come with the hardware. But that could be a problem too. Like with the 3-point seat belts. Now this kit, that part number, states that it comes with the hardware. Mounting hardware, that is. And it does. A lot of this shiny gold mounting hardware. A couple of problems with that. Number one, none of this hardware fastens it to the base of the cab. You have to reuse the factory hardware for that. All this does is assemble one piece to itself somewhere. I'm not really sure what the point of all this is, because the instructions have none of that except warnings what not to do. The only other point where it's supposed to mount to the cab of the truck is the shoulder mount up here. See how it's put in there with a spring clip? But I can tell you, that's not going to do you any good, because it takes a bolt this size to work in a square body cab. There's the factory hole. There's the hardware that comes with it. Nope. So if you order these 3-point harnesses, I hope you still have your factory mounting bolts. Or I bought a project that luckily did have them, although they look terrible and will need some reconditioning. But if you order this kit, you're going to have to remove that bolt that's put in with a spring clip. I use a door panel tool, but I'm sure you could use some side cutters to remove it as well. And then put these in its place, which is still going to allow an awful lot of slack for that shoulder bracket. But it is what it is. Lastly, the last shipment, or one of the last shipments I received, came with this big box in it that I did not order. Now, the part number is 382823. It's obviously an interior firewall pad. Right? Nice plastic outer coating, insulated, comes with the hardware. When you look on their website, it's a different part number for this body truck. So, I type in the part number that's written on the box. No results found. I'm a good human, a reasonable person, so whenever I received this order with an additional item that I didn't pay for, I recognized that that could cost them something, which drives up prices for the consumer to make up for those losses. So I reached out, sent them an email to the customer care, or the only email you can find on the website, and tell them simply, "Good afternoon. Today I received my order with the order number listed. Included in that box was that part number. And if you kindly send me a shipping label, I'll gladly return that to you." Pretty concise. Thought that was easy. So I get the weights and measurements, if I could have gotten the actual weight, and I send it to this person that responded to email, only to then be asked if I could confirm why that part is being returned to us. The great part about this story is that person's job title is Communications Specialist. Now I know it's not the end of the world, and let's be honest, as stated in the beginning, LMC Truck's a really great company, and I like doing business with them. So keep up the good work, LMC Truck. Just maybe polish a few details. Like if there was an opportunity for the buyers to provide feedback on some items, like every other website in the world, and I don't have all the faith in the world with the communications specialists. Thanks for watching, you guys. I will see you in a couple of days with hopefully some new dancing shoes on Tonk.